Good morning, I'm Lieutenant General Tony Bauernfeind, 22nd Superintendent of the United States Air Force Academy and proud member of the class of 1991, Bold Gold.
The position of the superintendent is unique in the Air Force. The superintendent is responsible for the Department of the Air Force's model institution for military education and leadership development, producing leaders of character and quality that the United States Air Force, United States Space Force, and our nation need for the 21st century. Department of the Air Force, Headquarters, United States Air Force Academy, Special Order Number Golf 24 TAC 40. Lieutenant General Tony D. Bauernfeind assumes command of the United States Air Force Academy.
As I look back on the time of what brought me to the Air Force Academy, I was intrigued by being part of such a great institution that had a great reputation of excellence. I think the power of teamwork, the power of having a leadership laboratory where you could learn the skills of being a good teammate, being a good supervisor, as you move through the academy experience. And it gave me an opportunity to learn new leadership styles of things that worked and didn't work, and having the support of other cadets and the permanent party to help develop me. As we are transforming our Air Force and our Space Force to be ready for those future conflicts, I believe that the Air Force Academy will also be transforming, and if we do it right, we'll be pathfinding much of the leadership development required to ensure our Air Force's and Space Force's success in the future. And so as we lean into that development of our leaders, it will be through the lens of the three priorities. That our first priority is to develop warfighters to win, then leaders of character and quality, and finally critical thinkers to adapt. Because those are the qualities that our future leaders are going to need in an increasingly uncertain geopolitical environment. As we look forward to the changes, one of the aspects as we have three priorities is understanding that we have military training requirements, we have academic requirements, as well as athletic requirements, and ensuring that we have the appropriate balance of all of that training is going to be key to how we develop our strategy and our schedules as we move forward. I assess that we are on pathway to keep up with the Air Force and Space Force's needs. That's exactly why we're transitioning to the 4-class system. At times, there was consideration that our graduates would be ready to lead later in their active duty career. And the Air Force and Space Force has come forward and said, no, we need you to lead on day one. And as we talk about leading on day one, it is important that we spend the time training and developing our teammates to be good teammates and followers, to be good frontline engaged supervisors, to be good team leaders, and finally to be good unit leaders. And we will leverage the outstanding professional military education that we already have in the Department of Air Force and bring that in as a baseline of that training of our 4-class system. As I have engaged with hundreds of our cadets, it's clear we are getting the best and brightest from all four corners of our great nation. And seeing our permanent party and our cadets lean forward in the transformation is exciting. It's a lot of change, but I'm also seeing our teammates rise to the occasion, because as Chief Alvin said in many of his conversations, as we look to the future, we are in a time of consequence. And we must take this time of consequence to ensure that we are purposely developing and training those career leaders our Air Force and Space Force needs to fight and win our nation's wars, to fight and win our nation's wars. I will be the first to say that I hope in the future we do not go to war. But I also know from experience and in my heart that the best way to avoid war is to prepare for war and to be ready when our nation calls. The Long Blue Line is a great demonstration of the power of this institution. That this institution develops and produces excellent leaders. Leaders that serve their nation. Leaders that serve in the military, leaders that serve in their communities, in industry, as they move forward. That the career of service is not always defined by staying in the military, but that the excellence and the leadership qualities that are developed and produced here at the Air Force Academy have produced great results for our nation. And then finally, thank the Association of Graduates, our alumni, for continuing to support this great institution. We have a wonderful institution. We have an outstanding permanent party. We have the best and brightest from America in the cadet wing, and I'm excited where we're going forward. But the moral support, the financial support, the physical support that our alumni provides ensures that next margin of excellence to ensure that we're meeting our mission and on target with our priorities. And I'm deeply appreciative of the alumni doing that.